Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jelly here with yet another video, and I'm back just like I promised that I would be today. I know it's a little bit later than typical, but I am going to be going over today the Black Market event in Last War. Sit back, relax, and I hope that you guys enjoy and learn a little bit of something about this event right here. All right, so first things first, let me go over what the beginning of this event is, overall, like an overview. Let's just kind of give it a little bit of a sneak peek. So first things first, Black Market is an event that happens at the end of every single season. Now, essentially what the Black Market is it's a nice little event, and it's great for both free to play and spending players. And it gives you great rewards at a decent price or a decent value or a great value in some instances, but it also gives you some free stuff. So it's a great event for everybody to take advantage of. It's perfectly timed with, the end of a season going into a new season, and it's just going to help you give that power buff or that power boost heading into the next season. So if you were a little bit lacking behind in season 1 and you said, I want to punch up in season 2, or I want to just shoot straight up, this is by far and away the best event or the premier event for you to have that power jump. Now, my first time through this event was a little bit of a hit or miss because I wasn't exactly sure what was good value, what we should be purchasing, what we should be avoiding, all that fun stuff. So I didn't really do much the first time besides mess everything up. And now I'm here to tell you that confidently I have learned quite a bit about what you should be buying and what you should be avoiding in the black market. So before I move on, I just kind of want to say that the black market has a wild and big array of events that you can get for free, that you can buy, that you can get, without anything else. It has such a wide array of things that you can get. And all of these are going to end up helping you as a player in the future. Now, there are some items, such as the gear blueprints, that you can buy throughout the black market that you can also obtain through other means or other stores, such as the glittering market event. However, I'm going to go over what you should be looking for in this black market and what you should be avoiding entirely. So first things first, obviously the first thing that you want to do is you're going to want to get the free thing every single time, right? So the free thing for me this first time around is going to be the deco chest. Absolutely, I'll take a free deco chest, and everybody else should get a free deco chest. I think the first time this event starts, it might be a little bit random for every person, but obviously always take your free stuff. Does not matter what it is, it's free. Free, free, free. It's not very often that Last War gives people free items or free rewards, but for this time, or for this event, they do all the time. Second key note here is that you'll see that there's different banners. There's a free banner, there's a value banner, there's an offer banner, and then there's no banner. So there's technically only 3 banners, but there's 4 variations of items. So obviously free, we just went over. You always want to get the free stuff. No reason not to. The second thing we're going to go over is value, right? So value is a pretty good offer. And if you click up here on the information, you'll see where it says discount, regular items, free, and all that stuff. So a value typically means that this item is discounted. As you can see here, if I click on the discount tab and I see the golden marshal statue for 800 bucks, I come back here, it's golden marshal statue for 800 bucks. That does mean that this is on a discount. This is on a value. So right off the rip, I'm going to say that if you're a whale, you're probably going to buy everything anyway. I mean, nothing's stopping you, right? However, if you're kind of a spender or even a non-spender, but you're getting all of your free money from the black market event, and the bingo task and stuff like that, which we're going to go over in just a little bit, the value is going to be your best bet, right? The value is going to be what is the best offer for you? What is the best way for you to spend your money? The value offer is always going to be the best. Now, there are different tiers in the value offer, like what is actually worth the value and what's not worth the value. Just because something's on sale doesn't really mean that it's still good value, if that makes sense. And then same thing with the offer. The offer is going to be roughly that same, where it's not necessarily a discount, but it is like this one is a discount. So 50 bucks for 2 purple resource chests. It's right there. Now $50 is like nothing, right? $50 in black market cash is I think like 25 cents or 50 cents or something like that. So for 50 cents you can get 2 purple resource chests. Again, there's an offer or a deal that may not necessarily be a good deal. So value and offer are going to be your 2 best purchasing powers, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good deal. So there you kind of have it. And then obviously this stuff down here is just full value, full price stuff. I will always recommend that if you're not a heavy spender, it's not really worth spending your valuable cash, especially if you're not buying as much cash as you possibly can. It's not necessarily worth it to buy these bottom tiers. So I would tell you to avoid them overall, but there are some instances where buying stuff on the bottom row is completely okay. But regardless, let's kind of go over, now that we've gone over the three things, free, value, and normal price, we're going to kind of jump into what you should be buying if each thing comes up. So as I said, if you click over here on this little information right next to the black market lady, you click on that little eye, it's going to have your rules here and everything that you can go over. And then it's also going to have your free tab. I'm not really going to go over this, but it does show you the statistics or the odds of getting something for free. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I think that this is a nice little thing. Everybody gets something free. Quick intermission. I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody here that was in my stream yesterday. I want to give a quick shout out to my two new members, AMF and Mayor. You guys have been fantastic. I'm going to make moments dedicated in my last war here. It's going to be dedicated to my members on YouTube. So thank you guys both so much for your membership. I am planning on doing a members exclusive only video here once a month at least. And I want to give you guys kind of a behind the scenes and stuff. I want to give you guys your love, your shout out, you know, your everything like that. And also finally a huge shout out to Slick for that big donation that you did yesterday. Much love. I appreciate that. It means the world to me. And yeah, you guys are just helping me, helping a man make his dreams come true. So thank you all so much. If you guys do enjoy the content, make sure that you're subscribing to the channel, you're liking the videos, and you're commenting down below. I know this one's going to get quite a few comments because people are definitely going to disagree with my rankings here. But thank you guys all so much. Much love, and back to the video. Okay, so I do have one quick question for you guys. I got my first comment on it, and I know that I definitely have been a little bit not perfect with it, but I am curious to know, are you guys okay with the mic volume? Does it need to come up? Does it need to come down? What's going on with it? I know that I've had some issues with it in the past. That's mainly because I don't want the background noise, like me knocking on my desk or typing on my keyboard or smacking my mouse up and down. So let me know. Do you guys think that the mic volume is good or bad? Now, obviously, all these things are considered good value compared to their normal or full price. So I'm going to kind of go over this from top to bottom and say what I think is good value, what I think is bad value, you know, what is going on here. And let's start off right at the top here. Let's go with the skill chip choice chest UR version and then the normal one. Now I'll always forever say that I don't really care about getting a choice chest. Now, again, if you're a whale or you're spending ungodly amounts on drone skill chips, then sure, these are both great options. But I'm going to say this to my medium spenders. I do not think that the UR choice chest is a good option for you. I do, however, believe that the non-choice chest is a great option. Now, I know that the comments might go a little bit crazy at that because, well, what's the point of getting a chest if you can't guarantee it's going to be something that you want? Well, yeah, I get it. But for a lot of us, it's like we're running one of 3 squads anyway, and it's an extra pretty much $15 just to get a choice at what you want. This is $30, essentially that's $15. Give or take, I would say do not spend the $30 because you can just get 2 random choice or 2 random chests for the same price. Are the odds in your favor? Not really, but they're also not completely against you if you're buying 2 of them. And then that just gives you 2 chips instead of 1. And then as the chip materials, you get exact same there, and you get a UR skill chip choice, or not choice, but you get a UR skill chip regardless. But if you buy 2 of these, you get 2 chips instead of 1. You don't get to choose, but I'm willing to take that trade-off personally. I'm always willing to take a risk. Second thing here in the discount store that I really, really like are going to be the decos. Now, these decos I find to be phenomenal value, although I will say the glittering market has them for roughly the same price, if not a little bit cheaper. This is one of the few options that I think you can get a lot cheaper in the glittering market. I can't quite remember prices right off the top of my head, but I believe there's going to be about the same value as the glittering market. However, it is decos. At the end of the day, decos are great. I just did my deco video on Friday. If you guys are interested, go look at that. More than welcome to. But yes, decos are always going to be something I recommend buying if you're going to spend the money, or if you haven't completely unlocked them yet, or if you're a free-to-play player and you're saving up your money. These decos are going to be great options for you to finally unlock these, because unless you've bought them through the glittering market, which gives you the glittering coins, these are going to be your first real available option to get these decos for relatively easy. So yeah, decos are always a go. I always believe in that, and I don't really need to say much else on that situation. So we're going to move on down to the next thing. UR universal shards here. So these shards, I think this is one of those ones where it's very, very hit or miss depending on who you are as a player. I think, like in my instance, I have all of my heroes at 5-star, and the only thing I'm working on now is Wall of Honor. I find this to be absolutely pointless. You know, for 10 of these, it's $600, and I'm only able to level up once Ball of Honor. So instead, I can spend that 600 bucks and get practically a deco. So I think that's kind of a way on there. It's, 13 shards or a deco, 13 shards or another deco. And I think it's kind of a choice that you have to make. But if you want my honest opinion, I do not think that that is a top tier reward. Moving on down here, we got the hero exclusive weapon shard choice chest. Now this is arguably the best value the entire black market offers. It is 20 bucks for you to get the pass throughout the season, but if you missed it, whatever. Or if you just didn't want to buy it, that's also okay. However, this is the first opportunity for a lot of our very low spenders to finally get their exclusive weapons for these set heroes. And it's also a great opportunity for whales, heavy spenders, mid spenders, everybody across the board for you to level up your exclusive weapons. I think that this is fantastic. The value here is the best that this game will ever give you, at least in terms of store buys. I will tell you 10 times out of 10, always buy the exclusive weapon shard choice chest, because stronger exclusive weapon is, the stronger heroes are, the stronger your march is. Just across the board, I think that's great, because unlike your heroes, once they cap out at 5 stars, can't really cap out on exclusive weapons. I mean, obviously, technically you can. So be it. I think that this is the best bet for you to buy, the best overall value, and I think this is going to be the only one that I'd give an S tier value in this entire listing here. Moving on down to the next item, it is the decoration chest. Now the decoration chest I actually don't have a problem with. I don't think it's as good a value as these ones, because the decoration chest here doesn't give you an option, and if you get the gold bomber, it's not great. If you get the bell tower, if you get the Eiffel Tower, the neon sign would be fantastic, and the Ferris wheel I think are both good. The odds of you securing one of those 2 decos is not necessarily worth it, and for 600 bucks I think you're just better off saving an extra 200 to get the Marshall statue or the Tower of Victory. But again, not the worst value that you'll see on this list. I would probably put that in like a B or a C tier compared to these, which would be A tier. Now our next item, I have the skill chip chest SSR variation. Now, this is where I will probably get quite a bit of flack, because I actually think this is a very, very good value. You can get 6 of these SSR skill chip chests for the same price as 1 SR or UR skill chip chest. I'm not going to sit here and act like I would rather take my chance with 6 of these, because I would definitely not. However, 6 of these is a really good value in of itself. I wouldn't put that at quite the same tier, or if it is the same tier, it's going to be a little bit lower. But I still think that this is one of the better values in the game too. $250. This is a great option for a lot of my low spending players, or even mid spending players, to upgrade their drone. And say you don't even get a drone ship that you need. If it's purple, you can just turn around and actually upgrade your drone. You can upgrade it right here through the combat boost. You can just quick add all this stuff, promote, and this is how you can do it. So not bad option. It's not the best. Obviously, you always want the UR chips, but not horrible either. Okay, so moving on to the next thing, I'm gonna bunch I'm gonna bunch these 2 together at least, and then when we get down here, I'm gonna bunch that down there as well. Right off the rip, I think that if you're looking for resources, if you're not HQ 30, this is going to be an easy way for you to secure so much resources. I think that these are actually really good values. I don't think ever buying resources is a good idea, right? I think I put that in my purchasing power video. I think that buying resources is a bit silly. But if you're not HQ 30, if you're a low spending player, which is probably the only reason you're not HQ 30 at this point, and you're looking for resources, bread and iron particularly, these are not bad. Now, again, I don't like buying resources, so I would still probably drop these down a couple tiers just because they are resources. However, for 120 black market bucks, it's not bad to get 20 million iron or 20 million bread. If you're a lower level, it might be like 17 million, and so on and so forth. I think 17 million resources that's going to help you upgrade tech or your building or something like that is still more valuable than 2 UR shards. That's just my take on it. I know that, again, some of this is very controversial, such as the chip chests and now the resources. I think those are probably going to be the 2 most controversial, and obviously the difference between choice and non-choice. That's my opinion on it. I think resources are silly to buy, but if you really need resources, if you're close to getting HQ 30, or if you're trying to get to HQ 30 before season 2, honestly, not bad value. I'd probably still put them in like that C tier range. Definitely not F tier. I think F tier is only reserved for a couple things here, but definitely not F tier. Next item is going to be ore upgrade or lucky chests. Now, I have made it very, very clear where I stand with ore. I don't like ore. I think it's stupid. I think it's awful. And let's just compare this now to, like, your odds are getting, 1, 2, or 3,000 are the 99%. Only a 1% chance to get 10,000. So for 200 bucks, you have a 99% chance to get 3,000 or less. and for the same price, you can get a guaranteed 2,000, right? So yeah, I don't really care for upgrade ore. I really don't. I think that this is one of those particular situations where I would just probably put this right below the worst tier possible because upgrade ore is always pretty hard to come by, at least in my opinion, in the game. You have mines for it, and it's just really expensive. It's like $100, you get 25,000 upgrade ore. So like if you're looking at it from the perspective of comparing it to actually just buying straight upgrade ore, this is not bad. However, we're comparing it to what else can you buy with your black market box. So for that reason, I'm going to put that also in C tier. I'm going to put that in C tier. And I also kind of want to pile it in with the honor badges here, the skill medal lucky chest, these, no, I don't know why I said honor badge, but the skill medals. I'm going to actually put this in the lowest tier possible because skill badges are, or skill medals, I keep always wanting to call them honor badges, but skill medals are arguably the easiest thing to get in the game in terms of actually upgrading your hero. It's just about doing your tasks every day, doing your, if you come over here to your, calendar, your arms race here, every time that you get these chests, you get arms race or skill medals. You can get, I think, like 16,000 a day just by doing your 3 chests in your arms race. You don't even have to win your arms race. You just have to do 3. I'm sitting at 0. Don't make fun of me. I had a long night. But regardless, I that's going to be my first F tier item here. I do not think that it is worth buying this skill medal chest. I don't think it's worth it. I really just don't. Moving on, we got Valor badges. Now, I love Valor badges early on as a purchase. I think it is very, very just, it's very stagnant once you get to a certain point with honor badges or Valor badges. I think early on, great purchase, but I think after, where we're at now is post season 1 going into season 2, don't buy Valor badges. I think it's just silly at this point. And if you're still looking to do certain things, it's probably because you haven't been too active. And honestly, at this point, if you don't have all the Valor badges that you need to at least unlock, most of Special Forces, at least half of Special Forces, you should probably move into a different alliance. Your chest's better. But that's my take. Also going to be my second F tier item here. I'm sorry to do it. I don't think Valor badges are ever a bad buy. I don't think Valor badges are a good buy after, maybe midway through season 1. If you're going to buy Valor badges, there's other ways to do it besides just doing it here. I don't know. That's just my personal take on it. I don't know. I don't like buying Valor badges after really season 0, but hey, I'll give you like midway through season 1 and then you got to stop buying Valor. I'm going to interject pretty quickly because I just want to clarify one thing. I just mean Valor. I mean, if you're buying the packs that have resources or like a train or something like that, that's completely separate, but I'm specifically talking about Valor. If you're buying black market bucks or if you're buying glittering market coins just to buy Valor, that's the reference I'm making to here. Just wanted to clarify that. Right here, next option, I'm going to actually talk about the gear blueprints here. I think the gear blueprints are fantastic. I also love gear blueprints. I always think that they're going to be a great value. If we come and compare this to regular items over here, I think it's 5 for 4,000, right? It's $1,000 cheaper if you could just buy 5 gear blueprints over here. And I actually don't think that's a bad idea. I think that this is going to be pretty good value because typically it's about, 50-60 bucks to get them. I think the glittering market's the only place that you can do it, and gear blueprints are always in a premium, but again, I don't think the value is necessarily there because this is something you can get completely for free just by participating as much as you can. Desert Storm, Warzone Duel, season rewards, everything else across the board, even the capital event gets you gear blueprints. So just because of the availability and the ease of access for that, this is going to go in C tier. I don't think it's bad value, but again, we're trying to compare this to, is it better to spend your money elsewhere? Is it better to spend it here? Can you get this somewhere else? Drone parts is always a tricky one because for $500, it's technically like $3.50 worth of value or something like that. And 25 drone parts is not bad because if you're going to buy 20 drone parts in your daily must buy, it is $5. So honestly, this is good value, and drone is always a necessity. It's always going to be a problem. Drone parts are always an issue, even for me. So I would say, yeah, I think drone parts are good value, always going to be a good value. I would probably put this in B tier. I don't think it's the best value because drone parts, you can buy them all the time, no matter what. There's so many different ways to buy it. Like right now, 20 drone parts is $5, but I also get battle data and a skill chip chest. You can also buy it from the daily must buy store down here. You can always buy it from the weekly deal over here. Glittering market, like there's so many ways to get drone. So for that reason, I'm actually just going to throw this in B tier, the drone parts in B tier at least, because again, good value, great value, phenomenal in fact, but you just have so much availability to drone parts through free to play and buying it other means. If you're a completely free to play player, good value. So I'm going to put it in B tier for now. Actually, you know what? I kind of talked myself into throwing this into A tier. I think drone parts is a necessity because it's so hard to upgrade your drone as you get higher and higher in level. Once you're past 150, this would probably drop into B tier, but I think that this is the only one where I can put it in 3 different tiers depending on where you're at. Moving on, we got this universal decor component for 200 bucks. Now 30 is a bit tricky to work with because if you want to upgrade just one level to get one decor. Let's go down here and let's just say I wanted to upgrade my cornucopia. It costs me 150 components for one deco. So that means that I'd have to buy that 5 times for it to be considered one deco. Right off the rip, I'm going to straight up tell you no, because buying that 5 times, 150, buying that 5 times is $1,000 in black market. So not good value. I would rather you spend the $200 less on Tower of Victory and Martial Statue, because regardless of what you're looking at here, there's not going to be many decos that are better value than the universal decor component can give you. So moving on, we have the deco chest for 800 bucks. I'm not even going to really look at this one because this is literally just worse value than the deco chest for 600 bucks. We don't even need to look at this. So we're finally down here to the bottom of the discount tier, and let's just kind of look at this subjectively. Firstly, these bottom 3 are awful. I know that speed ups are always a eye-catching thing, especially for those of us that are looking for troops or some of us that are looking to get HQ30. I just don't think that buying speed ups or this purple choice chest resource are just good value. These bottom 3 are going to be F tier right off the rip for me. I don't like them. I don't think that they're good value. I don't think that they're good purchase. I would put these in F tier. I've already kind of said my point on skill medals and upgrade ore. I'm going to put these 2 together also because these are not the worst value. I don't think that this is upgrade ore lucky chest or the skill medal lucky chest value bad, but I don't think these are good either. I'd probably put these in C tier because it's decent value for what it is. So let's just look at the $100, right? The $100 bundle that you can get over here for the weekly deal. It comes with 25,000 upgrade ore and 25,000 skill medals. Yeah, it comes with 40 Hero XP choice chests, but we're not really looking at that. I don't think anybody cares. So if we come back over here to information and we look at this, from that subjective standpoint, we would need to buy this about 6 times or 60 times. So if we're looking at this from a subjective term, I did just do the math on my calculator. I'm going to show it to you guys if it actually shows. $3,100 is what you're going to get in order for you to get 25,000 upgrade ore. So compared to the store, you're saving almost 70% if you just want the upgrade ore, because skill medals are just bad. I don't think buying skill medals is ever a good idea because you can get so much for free, as I already stated once. So the skill medals are going to go into F tier, but I actually think the upgrade ore is not bad. For $3,100, it's going to be 25,000 upgrade ore. I think that this is actually not too bad. I would probably put this actually in B tier, C tier. I don't often suggest buying upgrade ore because you can get it for free. The thing with this is it's expensive to upgrade stuff, and if you're going to buy this ever, this is actually going to be the best value. So I'm actually going to move it to C tier because I don't like buying it, but I think it's pretty good value for what it is. And finally, last but not least, dielectric ceramics. The dielectric ceramics at this point is just not worth it. It's not smart to buy. I don't think you should be buying it. Like me, for example, I have dielectric ceramics for every single one of my heroes. If I come over here to gear and you'll look at this, all 3 of my squads have gear, and I'm actually working on gear for a 4th squad. I don't need it. I don't think anybody else should be working on it either. Dielectric ceramics is such a silly thing because mainly, unless you're, a heavy spender, which none of this is going to be silly for heavy spenders, you should just buy it all. But if you're a moderate to low spender, then buying dielectric ceramics is not a smart idea because you really only are going to have one squad that's good enough to compete with everybody else around you. So you really only need enough dielectric ceramics for your first squad. So like hypothetically, if I really wanted to, I could break down, the other 40 pieces of gear I have, just put the dielectric ceramics into the first squad. I don't think it's a good purchase. So for that reason, dielectric ceramic is going to be in the F tier, in my opinion. Never a good buy, at least especially this late in the game. So that's that. And then everything in regular items is always an F tier, right? Because you can buy all this stuff for cheaper through normal. Normal means don't buy regular items. The only item that I would say in the regular items is actually kind of worth it would be the exclusive weapon choice chest, because you get that completely for free. So, but otherwise, I think that everything in regular items is complete F tier. Free is always an S tier. Doesn't matter what it is. It's always just great. Discount, I just went through the entire thing. And then finally, when it comes to black market, one thing that you can notice is that you can refresh for free every single day. Like, I don't like anything on my first screen, and you always get something for free there on your second turnaround. So you always want to grab your free thing, refresh, free thing, refresh, free thing, refresh. So not bad there. That's kind of how it works. But that's the best overview of black market I can give to you guys without, you know, going a little bit overboard or anything like that. I wanted to give you guys an exact in-depth definition there of what it is. And so, yeah. Thank you all so much for your support, your kindness, your love. And that's going to be it for me. Expect another upload on Wednesday, but that's going to be it. Jelly out. Peace.